What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome aboard to Trading Live with Bubba. It is Thursday, June the 5th, and it's been kind of a wild day, but no action. So the issue we have here is there's really no volume. A couple of opportunities here and there as we look across the board where markets are now rallying. You had Trump and President Xi decide to renegotiate the tariffs, which caused a little bit of a burst in the market. But overall, what we have really is very thin conditions where you get these occasional spikes. But if you look at the volume in the Dow, horrible. NASDAQ, horrible. S&P, fair, but not very great. And of course, you've got a couple of spots in the NASDAQ. Across the board, volume is really pretty weak and pretty pathetic. So it makes it very hard and challenging for us to be overly active. Now, of course, we'll look and see if we find trades. That's never going to stop. But again, we had a couple of trades from Tuesday, which don't look very good at the moment. They may end up being a loser for the week. Our day trading has been fine. So this could become our first losing week. We'll see how it works out here. But at the end of the day, again, you can see what I always like to call the lack of speed in the market. Okay. And you'll see when there's a little bit of panic or a little bit of excitement to the market. But right now, we're just kind of just grinding around and churning. So there really isn't anything too exciting to watch, but we'll continue to watch it and see. But we have had a fairly substantial rally. I mean, certainly this would have been a potential sell opportunity. And then the NASDAQ, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not a winner. It's not a loser. It's be about even right now. But at the end of the day, again, we have to remember that the patience that we take is more important than anything else. Because again, the markets are going to be here. They're going to be open. The question is there going to be trades to make? And right now, we don't have anything really to do in here. As I said, we do have two open trades from Tuesday, which are most likely going to be losers. I mean, anything can happen, but I wouldn't be overly excited. Let's just let this cycle out and make sure that we don't have any trades coming here as we wait. But again, we're having trouble getting up to volume levels that we need. So that's always an issue. If I were to guess, after all this kind of excitement here from taking the markets from lower to higher, it wouldn't surprise me if they close lower on the day. But again, I don't predict. I'm just giving you what it kind of looks like to me. But again, that's not going to change the way I trade. I'm going to look for those opportunities. In the meantime, again, we got about another 40 seconds or so to see if anything shows up here before we look. And obviously, there is not a lot that is here for us to go after. And again, why would we want to force something, especially in these horrible conditions, and you get these gigantic moves out of nowhere, that are for no rhyme or reason, that are based more on news. So let's just see here. But again, it does not appear like we're going to see an opportunity for us to trade here, but we will go look at our normal stuff as well once this cycles through. And then we'll come back. But in the meantime, okay, this is cycled through. So let's just go take a look at the normal stocks that we watch every Tuesday and Thursday. Apple is still stuck. It's going to make a move, but I don't know which way, so I'm not going to do anything here. Amazon, getting close to be a sale. I'd like to see it get up to about 215 before I'd like to short it again, but it's getting in that area, so we can watch it a little bit. Coin, nothing to do. So you're seeing a lot of consolidation, a lot of lack of activity in the overall market. So that shows us that we really don't belong. Now, crowd, we talked about, we did not get this trade. Now, you might have. Okay, we did not take it. We were looking for it to get to 500. It did not make it. And, of course, crowd would have been a good trade, but we didn't take it. And right now, it's already come back. So we have to just call it a miss. Meta, we're short of spread from down here. So we need a big sell-off. Otherwise, it'll be a loser. Now, certainly, you can take another shot at it for next week now, and that we will go into next week. And again, I'm going to look at Meta for next week and see what it looks like. And for the 13th, let's see here. 690, 250, 695 for $1.20. Yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and take that. Maybe I get lucky and cash them both. Let's go back and look at what we're going on here, if there's anything worth looking at. And the honest truth is no. There's nothing really worth looking at here. Again, but what am I going to do? I'm not going to force. I don't force trades just to trade. Okay. I think that's one thing you have to realize is that I don't have an opinion. I do have an opinion. I'm not going to trade from it. I'm going to trade from what the opportunities that the chart show me. So I have nothing to do here. I have nothing to look at. So let's go back and see what is looking here. Google, nothing to do. You could make a chance in Google up against the 200-day moving average. I'm going to pass that. Again, I'm not all that excited about trades that are here. I think that we tend to make too many mistakes when we're trying to do this. I think that at the end of the day, again, I'm not overly anxious to jump in and get involved. IWM, not much going on. Let's just go back and see if anything's happening here. Maybe the euro currency potentially. But again, I'm not overly excited, wanting to get overly involved here. We've got some open trades from our day trading session this morning that are struggling to get profitable. So again, it's, do I really want to get involved here? And as I look, I can't see a real reason that I'd want to trade this right now. So we'll go back. Where are we at here? Yeah, let's let this cycle through here and see if we indeed get something in the euro currency or in the and anywhere else. I don't see anything else, but I suppose crude could get there, but I doubt it. So the euro currency is not exploding down, right? It's not, the volume is not popping. The volume is not getting up to like here. So again, could I make it a trade? Yeah, I could, but I'm not going to force these trades because of the lack of activity. This goes back to, there's not that much action. Why should I try to force it? We need the emotions of others to make the best possible trades for ourselves. Okay. That's something that's very important to understand. Microsoft, okay, this would be now getting closer there. I'd like to see it up a little bit more towards 470 to sell call spreads. MSTR continues in consolidation. Nothing really to do here. Nugget would be one to look at as well. Nugget, you may want to look at selling a deeper in the money spread, but let's just take a look at what it looks like. Nugget. And this will be for the 13th as well. Okay, and let's see here. And Nugget, you could sell, I'm going to sell the 74.80 call spread for $3.95. Okay, that is like buying the 80 put, okay, which we're buying it for $235. For $205. If you went to buy the put, it would be $340. So you're saving $1 by creating the spread instead. Let's just go back here and see if anything else is developing. And not really. Again, this is very slow and very painful to watch, and then you get these news rips, and in a thin market can be very challenging. Nvidia, close, but again, I'd like to see closer to 145. The Qs, I'd like to see closer to 540. Now, again, it doesn't mean you can't make these trades. It just means that I don't think that based on market conditions that there's enough probability here to want to jump in. XWZ, I'd like to see a little bit higher. The SPY, I'd like to see about just up to 600. Tesla, getting closer to be a buy, get down to about 300. Win, close, about 83, 84. XBI, it could be a little bit of a sale here. Let's take a look at XBI. I don't think there's enough juice in there to take the chance, though. That's one of the things we have to look at for next week. Let's see. Yeah, there's not enough premium that I'm willing to trade right now. Again, when the markets lack action, it's hard to want to get overly involved, and Zoom is nothing. So basically, there's a whole bunch of nothing. We got 2 more trades we added on, and we do have 2 open trades that are losing at the moment. They could come back, but again, right now I have to assume they're a loser. But this is, again, just look at the volume fall off. This is the problem that we're struggling with, that we can't get the activity, and out of nowhere, you'll get a news item. Okay. But once again, we just have to sit back patiently and wait for those opportunities, because at the end of the day, this is what we got. Okay. And you cannot tell the market what to do. You have to let the market come to you. It's one thing that is very important to understand, is that you must allow the markets to come in your direction into what you're looking for and whatever you're basing your trade off of. And I think that's important to understand as well. So again, we'll watch these little markets and see. If you have any questions, feel free to fire them in. Okay. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. Certainly this is a good opportunity to do some ratio spreads that we've been talking about. Sell, if you want to do it against equity options, sell 6 MNQ, micro NASDAQ, and buy 5 at the money calls for next Friday. That's a good trade, I think. I've already got it on at a loser, but what we're doing is we continue to lock up premium and profit, okay, on one side, while we're waiting for the other side to come in. It's a pretty neutral based trade. But certainly I would look at it, and let me just see if I have this still up here. Maybe you can see the ones I have open right now. Hold on one second. Let me go grab these for you, and I'll show you what I do have open right at the moment. These are my personal open trades on the ratios. The screen is going to go black for a minute, but don't panic. I'm here. I just want to capture these. Okay. So these are trades that I have open right now. I'm short the MES and long the calls for tomorrow, which I'll have to roll those out. MNQ, M2K, and MYM. So I'm short all the futures here and long all the calls here, and have captured quite a bit of profit on them. Okay. But again, I haven't had profit on the overall trade. I've collected profit on the option side. I'm losing on the future side. Right now, a net loser, but all I need is a little bit of a down move to make some nice money on this trade. And that's the objective of the trade, is to continue to grab profit on the options, continue to roll up those options. So when you do get the sell-off, you get paid off. Okay. Sometimes it works right away. Sometimes it takes time. That's what we can do. I mean, there's all kinds of ways that this goes, but the one thing you know for sure, as long as you're not undercapitalized, you can hold these trades forever. Okay. And that's what you have to focus on, is your ability to hold on to these trades so that you're not forced out, and you get to work the future side of the trade a good till cancel so it can get filled overnight. Okay. Those are things that, once again, we have to remember, that we can take advantage of some overnight trading, because I can put in an order to cover my futures that I know that I can guarantee myself a locked in profit if those futures filled, and then I own the options for free. Okay. And at this point, we've already got a tremendous profit on the option side. So if we get that move, and I can adjust as well, I think that's something that, again, you want to make sure that you understand as we look at these different products and how to attack the market overall. That's one of the things that we're always focusing on. How do we attack different market conditions. Now the ratio trade is good for all conditions. Okay. And that's the one beautiful thing. I don't have to sit here and stare at the machine. I can let the markets work for me. Okay. Have my orders working, because I know if I'm able to lift off the one leg, then I can lock in a profit. Because if the options, let's say I'm paying $5 a piece for the options, times 5, that's 2,500. So if I make 4,000 on the futures, I've got 1,500 locked up on the trade, and I own the options for free. So again, that's something that we're looking at. Is gold going to give us a trade here? Let's see here. Let's see here. It's going to be close. Okay, so it's very close. Okay. The question is, do I want to get involved? Do you want to get involved? Okay, in these current market conditions. Okay, and we'll take a look and see what the overall risk factor is here, and because my stop would have to be at 38.77. Excuse me, 33.77. So we'll see where we can maybe get in if it's going to be a trade. In the meantime, we did put on 2 trades this morning, one in Nugget, one in Meta again. So now here's the issue. Do you want to take the amount of risk that it takes to make this trade? That's something that you have to weigh. And so when you weigh the market conditions basis, what else is going on, you have to make that type of decision as to where you are. Okay, we don't have a trade yet. We may get it. But right now we don't have one. Okay, it's still going down. So again, we're looking to be a buyer, so there's nothing for us to do. And let's see if there's anything happening in these equities. No. See, there's no action in the equities for us to trade. So the only possible trade we would have would be gold. Our stop in gold would be 33.77. Okay, so now you're looking at almost $10 worth of risk. I'm not interested in putting myself in that type of risk. I think sometimes it's better just to sit it out. Okay, because there's not enough good action. There's some action here, but there's not enough good action in this market right now that is telling me that, hey, I want to really be active here. Unfortunately, again, obviously I wish it was better, because this is where I make my living. So, but again, I'll stick with the ratio spreads and the selling credit, because I don't see a lot to do here. In the meantime, that's it. We'll call it a day, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.